All right, welcome back. This is episode 8 of the 3-on-3 with a little bit of a twist. So we have our first very special guest, Mr. TJ Barnes. TJ, would you like to say something about yourself or what you're doing now?
My name is TJ Barnes. I'm a former NFLer who transitioned into becoming a cybersecurity analyst.
Nice. All right. So I first off, I'll just start with a question. How was the transition from playing in the NFL to now doing cybersecurity?
It was tough because I was in limbo I'll go back. I didn't get the farewell tour that everyone, like a lot of players get. You see, like Peyton Manning, he walked off with a Super Bowl, and things of that nature. It was more so like the phone stopped ringing. And so I was in limbo for a while and just not really knowing what to do or how should I support myself for the rest of my life and stuff. And I was doing odd jobs and things of that nature, just still in limbo, just trying to find, because the only thing I ever done was football. And so I was working for this company called Carvana. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that or not, and delivering cars and things of that nature. And I was just like a little bit embarrassed to myself because I'm like, I went from playing football into like the highest stage and stuff and like making plays and things of that nature. And I'm delivering cars, and not saying that there's anything wrong with that or anything like that. It was just like, I felt as though I could do more. Yeah. And I was just sitting in my truck and just got finished with a delivery, and I was like, man, I'm praying, like, just give me a sign that, like, there's something else for me to do, because I was doing well at my job, but it just wasn't exciting or anything like that. And I just got on TikTok afterwards, and I just came across like cybersecurity, web development, things of that nature and stuff. And I was like, you know what, this is my sign. And so I left the position I was in, and I started studying for a little bit. Started studying. Oopsie, I got a call. My bad. Someone stop calling. It's funny when you hit to ignore people. People are supposed to get it, like, oh, that person might be busy or whatever, but they call back again. But what happened? But yeah, I started studying for web development, and that was cool. But then I got caught on like the cybersecurity bug, and I just like, this is what I want to do with the rest of my life. And I got a position in IT a couple months ago, and I've just been winging it ever since. So
nice.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just follow up with. So from my knowledge, as far as from what I can see here, you had a good amount of offers coming out of high school to go to many different colleges.
Yeah, like all my offers out of high school, mostly for offense.
Yeah,
and like I was like,
were you a tackle? I think you started as.
Yeah, I was an office. I played offensive guard, offensive tackle, and defensive tackle. Mm-hmm. I played it in high school. It really just depended on what the game plan was, or like offense, what I would do. If they had like a better defensive tackle, then I'd be playing offensive guard. If they had like a better defensive end, I'd be out at offensive tackle. Mm-hmm. But I had tons of offers of playing offense and stuff. I actually was going to go to Alabama, but what happened was my ACT score came in late, and Courtney Upshaw, he went to Eufaula High School, which is like 20 minutes from where I'm from. His came in like a couple of days earlier than mine did, so he got the last scholarship and stuff. So, yeah. And they did offer me a gray shirt, but I was like, nah, I'm not taking that. I'm not going to just sit and just chill for like a semester, then get a scholarship and stuff. And they respected that. Kirby Smart, he was the DC at the time. Mm-hmm. I don't even think he was the DC. He was more like, he was the linebackers coach. But yeah, So Georgia Tech was the only school that let me play defense, and it was the only school that played Florida State within like 2 years, twice, which was where my brother chose to go to. So,
So did you ever end up playing against your brother?
Yeah, I played him twice. Played him. Well, he didn't play the first time we played Florida State, and I was redshirted that season. And the second year, we went down to Tallahassee and played them. It was like an awesome game. He had scored, and it was kind of crazy because I'm like, yeah, but yeah. But yeah, I got a chance to play him twice.
All right. So like, when you when you were making the transition to the NFL out of college, what was that first training camp like with the Jaguars as an undrafted rookie? Like,
man, it was hell. Because I really didn't really have like an idea like what the NFL was really about until I got there. Because I went through like OTAs and things of that nature, and that was cool. But but that's just like you got on not even uppers. You got on like a little padding, a jersey, and shorts. I said you can't really prove yourself that you can play football unless you have pads on. And so when I got to training camp, it was like it was wild, and I got to see also like the politics in football also, because I remember we were doing like one-on-one pass rush, and I was going against Brad Meester. He was like a veteran center at the time. He was getting ready to be on his way out, and so I had bull rushed him and stuff. And what happened? Like the offensive line, like they're about to fight me because like I was about to I put him on his butt. And like the offensive line was about to fight me. Eugene Monroe was about to fight me. Who else? Offensive line coach about to fight me. Like, that's not how you do a veteran. I'm like, what? This is football. But yeah, man, I was like so heavy then. Like I didn't understand that I needed to actually take this seriously. But I'm glad I did get cut because it actually allow myself to mature a little bit, because I was also on a little bit of a high horse because I'm one of the top rated defensive tackles coming out. I'm supposed to get drafted. I went to the combine, and it didn't happen. But I'm still on my high horse and stuff. But I'm glad I did get cut because it actually just snapped everything into reality. Like, I need to start taking this seriously, and was able to have like a decent career. So,
besides like obviously playing in the NFL, what was like one of your favorite like things about being like, what was your favorite, like, how would I word this? What was like the best thing about being in the NFL, like being on a team?
Just the people that you meet and the things that you're able to do. I know with like I've been able to go to, I don't know if you guys watched the show Power. I was able to like meet 50 Cent and go to like all the premieres and stuff. When we went to play in London in 2015, I was able to go to like one of my favorite restaurants, which is like Paul's. They serve these like chocolate donuts, which is like to die for, and I actually was able to get like authentic Paul's or whatever. So that, and just the memories that you have from the locker room, and just being around the guys and stuff, and just being able to just see different people and from just all over the place, and just come together and stuff. So
I remember in a TikTok you posted a little while back, you posted that you were talking about how Christian McCaffrey is like really good at basketball, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, the whole thing was like, we weren't really supposed to play basketball, especially like the quarterback or whatnot, Cam. And so, they put up like a sign-up sheet, and I'm new. I just came from the AAF, so I don't really know anybody. I knew like a couple people, but that was it. So they put like a sign-up list so people come play basketball and stuff. So later that day, I got put in this group text, and I see this crazy writing and stuff. I'm like, this got to be Cam. I'm like, so he really does actually text like this. I couldn't believe it. So I was like, yeah, we're gonna meet up this place. It's a church. So I get there, and I'm trying to feel everybody out because I don't really know like how people are going to play. They're playing hard. It's just like, all right, cool, just get our conditioning in. And so, what happened? So everybody started showing up. Cam Newton, CMC, Moore, Manhurts, Alex. It was like tons of Kawhi Short, tons of players and stuff. And I was like, cool, I'm gonna sit the first one out so I can. Well, I didn't get picked, but the first game. I'm new, so they don't really know if I can hoop or not. So I'm watching everybody play and stuff. I'm like, okay, it's gonna be like more of like getting conditioning and stuff. And then I'm watching CMC. I'm like, oh, he actually can hoop. It's not just like, all right, cool. This is like just this is just some guy out here or whatever. Like everybody actually can play, so it was fun. And then it started getting like serious a little bit and stuff because athletes and the trash talk and stuff starts coming out. So
yeah.
So I have to stop the questions for a second and just kind of give you some credit. Is that a throwback Brandon Roy you have on right now?
Of course. yeah, it's a throwback Brandon Roy.
I see
7
myself.
Yeah.
I saw the Blazers and the little number 7 in the bottom. I had a feeling.
Yeah, I love like throwback jerseys like Brandon Roy. I got a Vince Carter one. UNC. I got Melo when he was at the Nuggets and stuff. Like I love like throwbacks and stuff. So
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let me follow up the little story you gave about basketball. Can you hoop?
Oh yeah. Well, see, the thing is, I'm more of a I'm a glass cleaner. Like I'm a hustle. I'm a run. I'm gonna snag rebounds and stuff. If you need me to, like, I can score, but I know like the game is transitioned away from like being like how Shaq was down in the post. Give me the ball, drop step, dunk it or whatever. It's more like everybody's trying to shoot threes and stuff. And I used to get annoyed with that because I'm like, give me the ball or whatever. But now I done transitioned myself. Like I'm gonna clean the glass. I'm gonna get the offensive rebound and put it back and stuff. So I would say on a scale of 10, I'm a good 6 or 7 or whatever. I'm the guy. I'm around like one of the last guys to get picked in the first game. But actually, and when you see me hustle and stuff, and you give me the ball, like, cool, we're gonna grab him around the first pick. So.
Yeah. So like when leading up to the draft, what was that experience in the draft combine like?
The combine was nerve-wracking because it was like it was something else that I didn't know what to expect. I remember I'm chilling in my room or whatever, and I see Bill Belichick. I'm looking out. I'm seeing all the coaches and stuff, and I see Bill Belichick. I'm like, oh shit, there go Bill. And I guess he heard me, so he turned and gave me. He looks into like it's like because it's like a train station or whatever, and he looks at the room. And I closed the blinds real quick. I'm like, oh shit, he's seeing me. And then I open them back up, and as he's walking, he's turning his head to look, see who the hell called his name. But it was nerve-wracking a little bit because again, it was nothing that I ever experienced and didn't really know what to expect. Was able to, and I was injured a little. I was injured. I had just pulled like my hamstring and my groin like 2 weeks earlier. So, and I still had to go out there and perform. The interviews were like tough because they were just asking about nonsense and stuff. And I remember interviewing with like the Panthers coach, D-line coach, and he's like, "Oh, so what was your best game?" I'm sitting there, we were just talking or whatever. I'm like, "Oh yeah, it was BYU." And so it's like, "Oh really?" So he pulled up the BYU film. I'm like, how the hell you got this like ready so fast and stuff? He put my name into like the iPad and had all my games and stuff, and we were watching it, and he was asking about. Like, so what was the call on this? Like, man, I don't know. This was like from like 4 or 5 months ago. Let's see what else. And then going out to do like the 40 and things of that nature. That part was easy because that's like stuff that you've already done. But just being around all these high profile coaches and not really knowing what to say and like, all right, I remember what happened. My agent and I, we were talking about all right, cool, we're going to wear a suit. We're going to do what like Peyton Manning did, something like that. It was something like he was going to say. I was going to say, oh yeah, I'm going to be the best decisions you ever make and stuff. And find out like there are tons of people like DJ Fluker. He wore a suit and stuff. I'm like, oh man, it's like now I got to do something else, you know. So yeah, it was an experience. It's kind of overrated because there are a lot of guys who don't go to the combine who still get drafted. And there are guys who do go to the combine who don't get drafted, i.e. myself. But yeah, it was an experience. I still have like gear from the combine and stuff. I wore like my one of my shirts from the combine today when I was working out. So yeah, it was a good experience. Overrated, but
yeah.
So when you're there, are there times where you get to watch everybody else go through what they do, or are you just strictly like to all your stuff the entire time?
You're just strictly with your position group because I was with, I think, D linemen and linebackers. So you just strictly with them. You do see like other position groups come through. Like I know my former teammate Rod Sweeting, he was there also. So I seen him in passing, but you still with your position group and stuff. So, but yeah, it's like you go through like interviews. The performance is the last day. What they show you is the last day. But before that, you go through like medical. Interviews later that night, weight, bench press, all that good stuff, and then you perform. The bench press is like the second to last day, and the field stuff is like the last day.
Yeah.
When you were like playing in college or in the NFL, was there ever a moment where you were like, wow, like I'm really playing against this? Like, was there ever like a player that you were like amazed that you were playing against or with?
When I was in college, it had to be it was really all throughout college because I was more like a college football fan than I was in the NFL. It was like when I was playing against Virginia Tech, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm actually playing, against Virginia Tech at the Hokie Stadium and things of that nature. When I went to play USC in my last game in the Sun Bowl, I'm like, oh, I'm playing against USC. This is the team I grew up idolizing: Reggie Bush, Matt Leinart, all these guys and stuff. In NFL, in the NFL, it happened a couple of times, and played against Vic when he was in Philly, and he actually became my teammate when he was the Jets. I grew up like loving Rex Ryan and stuff. That was one of the coaches I always wanted to play for, and just having him, being around him for like 2.5 years was like I was always in awe. Mark Sanchez, like I was always playing with the Jets because I always loved him. So just having his locker right next to mine was like awesome. DeBrickashaw Ferguson. So it was like those little moments and stuff. Like, and then when you're actually out there, like seeing Peyton Manning, like, well, Peyton, and you try not to get like too starstruck because this is still your job and stuff, but you can't help it as the little kid inside is like, these are the guys you grew up watching and stuff. So with college, it was more so like the history of like the game and stuff, different places, things of that nature. Because everybody I was playing against were around like my age and stuff. So, but like when I got to NFL, it was more like the different type of players and stuff. So, who are graduated from college to go to the NFL.
Yeah.
So,
or during college, what do you think like the best stadium atmosphere that you played in?
I was going to ask that for the NFL. So yeah, just we'll just go in general. What were some of the best atmospheres you've ever played at or against?
There's nothing like playing at Georgia Tech, either doing like a Thursday night game or like a Saturday night game versus like a ranked team at home. And it's packed out. It's like there's nothing like it. Other than Georgia Tech, I always loved going like to Clemson, being at Death Valley, seeing them run down the stadium and stuff. All that orange is is blinding. Going to Hokie Stadium, just being like that close away from the fans, and it's just so loud. And they play that I think it's the Sandman or whatever, or it's like so I forget like the tune, but that let's see, Pittsburgh. The Steelers, like the terrible towel, just seeing that. But the most Arrowhead, I would say that. But I guess I got the most like shock from was when we went to play Green Bay, and it was just like you just see all the names around, and you see all like I think Bart Starr, you got Brett Favre. It's all like you just get like, man, this is the mecca of football. So.
Wait, what were you gonna say, Carter?
Go ahead.
All right. Growing up, did you like know that football is what you wanted to do when you?
Nah. I had no ambitions of playing football at all. I actually wanted to just be like, I'm the field I'm in now because I was like naturally just like a geek or a nerd or however you want to classify it. I actually made the golf team before I had tried out for football. And the crazy thing, because my dad played football, my two cousins who went to Auburn, alongside my dad, went to Auburn and played football and stuff. So they felt as though I was going to be like that next in line because I had the size. But it did not interest me at all. And I came home and I told my dad I made the football team, and he was just excited and stuff. But in actuality, I was playing golf. And he came out to practice one day and he seen that I wasn't out there and stuff. And he had talked to the coaches and they had told him that, like, we talked to him, but he said he didn't want to play. He's actually, he made the golf team and stuff, and he was furious. So, so I got home later that night and my dad asked me if he can wash my practice jersey and stuff. And I was like, nah, I left it in my locker and stuff. I'm like, no, we need to go get it because we don't want you to get staph infection. I didn't know what the hell staph infection was. I'm like, oh, it's overrated. Whatever, but like, no, we need to go get it. But he ended up catching me in the lie. He was like, just go out and try out and see if you like it or not. And I still didn't, but I just stayed on the team. I quit the golf team, tried out for the football team. They kept me because my size and stuff, and I hated it. But I'm like, I'm gonna do it. So I'm gonna get my pops off my back. And what happened? And they threw me in the fire. I did not know what they threw me at. They threw me at offensive tackle, right tackle, and I did not know what I was doing at all. It's so funny because I will watch like the old film of me and stuff. You hear people like number 78 block somebody. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I was on JV, so and it's funny. They call me soft, Charmin, things of that nature. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing, and my dad, he would be mad, but I'm like, shit. But I didn't. And what's funny is the following season, I made varsity, but like I was still kind of figuring it out. I still didn't know, or I didn't care to know anyway. And they put me on defense for like a scout team and stuff. And I'm like, I really don't know what to do. They told me to go hit the man with the ball. I'm like, all right, cool. And ball snap, boom. Quarterback had the ball, sacked him. Well, he didn't have the ball. He was doing a rollout, but I thought he had the ball. So I got him, sacked him and stuff, and broke his collarbone, out for the season. But yeah, like I did not want to play football at all. And it's crazy. I didn't get good until the end of that year, going into like spring ball a little bit. Then I transferred back to Alabama, going to school in Alabama, and that's when I really started to get good at football. I'm like, all right, cool, I can actually go to school for this.
So you said your two cousins and your dad went to Auburn?
Yeah. My dad, Terry Jones, went to Auburn. Oh.
So how did they feel when you had because it says you had an offer from Auburn, did you not? So
I did.
How did they feel when you passed up Auburn and took on Georgia Tech?
See the thing is, I after not getting the scholarship from Alabama, like I think Auburn was my first offer, then Alabama came, or Alabama offered me first, then Auburn came, one or the other. But they are cool with it. They wanted me to be like my own person. Actually, when I actually went to, because my cousin Fred, who played with the Jets also, we sat down and talked because they were having like a Legends Day, and we took a picture and just sat down and talked. Like, man, you didn't go to Auburn? Like, nah, it was too close. It was too close to home for me. I knew like, and I'm actually grateful that I didn't go to Alabama also, because people that I was going to high school with were going to Auburn or Alabama State or Troy, or like the surrounding colleges and stuff, and it wouldn't have given me a chance to actually just broaden out and just see different stuff. So if I would have went, I would have played offense and stuff like that. And it's so funny because like I remember going to like an Auburn camp and seeing like the coaches and things of that nature, and I'm playing offense, and the current players that they had, we were doing one-on-ones and stuff, and like some of the defensive guys they had coming in like the following year were on like defense, and I'm doing one-on-ones with them. And who was it? He had passed away not too long ago. I think his name is Quentin Grover. he was number 54 for the Auburn Tigers, and he was like I think a junior at the time, and he was coaching like one of the guys who was on the defensive line at the camp, and he was like just talking so much mess. I'm like, man, this is what college was like. I don't know if I want to do this. But yeah, but overall they were cool with it. They were just happy that I didn't go to Alabama also.
So it says you played in the XFL. If the XFL came, would you be open to making a return there?
No, I wouldn't, because like I've created so much momentum for myself and doing cybersecurity and IT and things of that nature, that if I go back, then I'll have to start this part of my life all over again. And that's something that I don't want to go through, because it's tough, because you go and you play or whatever, and then you have to start all over again. And who knows, like, if this league is going to, I hope it does. I hope it like is able to stick around and able to help guys who were either on the brink of making the roster on the bubble, who didn't have enough time to figure it out, who got in trouble. It gives them a second chance to actually prove themselves here in the States versus having to go to like the CFL or whatever. But yeah, I wouldn't do it, because I'm a family guy now. My kids and stuff would miss out. I miss out on them. And it was tough already when I had my first child and watching her grow through FaceTime, and it was breaking my heart. And so that's one of the reasons why I knew that football was about to be on the back burner for me.
If you could, I don't know.
Does that? If you don't have anything else, I have something that I thought would be kind of cool to not necessarily wrap it up, but to kind of go on the verge of ending the episode today. So, for most of the episode so far, we've been asking you questions, you've been answering. But I thought we'd do something a little different. So we're three high school kids that are trying to, do our little podcast thing, get our thing on. So do you have any questions for us about what our high school life, and, we all play football, what football is like now, anything. If you have any questions.
Yeah, because I was in my mind, I'm trying to figure out if you guys are like in high school or at like that freshman level in college. So what is high school like now? Because I know with me going through it or whatever, I thought it was going to be like, I fit in more with like, I guess like the classification more like nerds and geeks and stuff, because I like to watch anime, play video games. And now like I play Madden, but I also like playing like Assassin's Creed or DBZ, things like that and stuff. And when I was in school, the stuff like that was kind of ridiculed. Like, oh, he's a what's the word? A game freak or whatever. But now it's kind of like popular now. So, like, what's high school like for you guys now?
I mean, go ahead, Jaden.
It's kind of like the same thing. I mean, video games and stuff like that. It seems more accepted than it was when you were in high school. So yeah, what were you gonna say, Carter?
I think it's more so like you have your own little groups, and everybody has their little groups of things they're interested in, and now and then you'll kind of like dabble into other groups of stuff, but then you mainly have like your groups of friends that you kind of hang out with and do your thing with. And at the end of the day, when you're back and you have a practice for a sport, or other work to do for family and stuff like that. All that kind of goes to the side, and then the next day when you go back to school, it kind of just picks up again. So it's cool how it goes in like the the motion of.
I'd agree with that.
Okay, and so how they like with going on everything like with 2020 last year with COVID? How did that affect you guys? Because I know with me, like I was in the XFL at the time, and we're getting ready to go play the Houston team, and we're about to beat the hell out of them, but because it's crazy, because I still talk to guys now like, oh, you guys suck and stuff, but the thing is, we have finally found a quarterback, because Matt McGloin, he was like just stinking it up for us, and like we're starting to figure out everything on defense.
XFL.
Yo, before you guys answer like what I was about to ask you guys. Like him in the XFL was like we thought we were going to be like he was going to be the shit because he played at Penn State. He was like what's crazy is like I knew something was up because I watched him at Oakland and it was like he wasn't it, but maybe it was the type of class of athlete that he was going against and stuff. I'm like, cool, maybe him at XFL would do well. Mm-hmm. And so we played like the Tampa team the first game. It was decent. No, we're gonna take it back to training camp. Me and all the guys and stuff, like I like to talk shit to the offenses, things of that nature, and it was getting to him, and it was like, what? Like usually when we talk mess to the quarterback or whatever, it's even like for opposing teams, they're so strong mentally that it either goes in one end or out the other, unless you're like playing like Phillip Rivers or Tom Brady or whoever. Then they'll start talking smack to you or whatever. But usually it doesn't like nudge him or whatever. But it was messing with him a lot. It was like, what? This is our quarterback, you know? But when like we played the Tampa team, Tampa Vipers, and it was like, all right, cool. Maybe it was just like us, we were just really just getting to him. And then we played, I think the DC team next, the Defenders, and they was eating them alive and stuff. And my friends back home are watching like the live broadcast, and they're texting me that he's sitting there talking like because the interviewer asked him something, and he was like, man, he was throwing the offense under the bus, throwing the defense under the bus, and it was like, what? And it was like across everywhere. And so what happened? Then we came to the second half, and he's just thinking it up again and things of that nature. And it was like he was not as good as advertised and stuff. And it was just like really frustrating because I'm like, cool, I'm finally on a good team that has a good offense, but he was just not it at all. And it still pisses me off when I see him. Like I think he like does podcasting now, but he was out there stealing money from the XFL. But anyway, what was gonna ask you guys? Oh yeah, how did COVID affect you guys? Because I know I said I was in the XFL, and then that got canceled because of COVID. So like, did you guys like have to school at home or still go to school, or and how is that still affecting you guys now?
So like at the beginning of it, we were like full virtual, like just online school, and it was kind of tough, like mixing that in with also like just starting to go to the gym and lift weights and do all that. And then at some point we started to go like mixed, like hybrid, we're virtual and going back to school. This year now, we're just all fully back to school and we're learning like pretty much normal, but it kind of like affected like kind of just developing through high school, like trying to like lift weights and make sure you get all homework and just do all this and that and that.
Right.
That's what kind of like affected it.
Yeah, I feel like it affected some people mentally more because you're going through seasons and it's like, all right, well, here comes, this next sports season. It's like, all right, well, it just got canceled. We can't play. Or hey, the biggest thing was last winter we were in basketball season and you'd practice for 2 straight weeks and then they'd be like, oh, now you have 2 weeks off. You can't do anything. Right. So it was up to getting like a rhythm of doing stuff. But I feel like most people adjusted and kind of got their stuff down.
Okay.
We only have 4 minutes and 30 seconds left. So I kind of wanted to have like a final question, if that's fine with you.
I got one more question for you guys.
Right.
So is like being popular still like a thing now, or is it like you got the cool kids and they like look down on like the geeks or the goths or whatever?
I'd say it's like sort of still around. It's I think it's like not like kind of had like, I wouldn't say how it used to be like we're like praised, but I'd say it's sort of still around.
Okay.
Like everyone has.
I think everybody kind of respects
football players,
like little group.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah,
got you.
Full respect there.
People who let it get to their head, but for the most part, no.
All right, Gene, you want to up with the final question?
So as someone who hasn't played football before, but they're starting next year, what's one tip what's something that you would tell them, that you would like tell somebody who's starting football to focus on, and like how to go through it and stuff?
I would say the best thing to learn is like whatever position is, like if you play defensive line or whatever, I would say just master your technique. There's like a guy that got reached out to me via TikTok and asked me about like going through the same thing. And I told him just to like master your technique, whatever it is, like you're just starting out because you're just like you're a ball of clay. Like you haven't been like tuned or anything like that. So the best way I would tell people, because like when I first started, I was just running through people and not really know what I'm doing, what I was doing. And it wasn't until I got to like my second year of college and I got somebody who was able just to teach me to like who knew how to talk to me and just was able to teach me my technique. So if you can learn how to master your technique first and then start adding stuff to it, like the knowledge of the game and things of that nature, football is going to be really easy for you.
All right. Is there anything is there any social medias you want to shout out or anything? Like your
shout
TikTok?
Shout out any social media, podcast, whatever.
Shit. I can't like I can't even think of my TikTok name. But
we can link it too. It'll be linked in the.
Oh, that's fine.
In the underneath the video and stuff, we'll link what TikTok. Do you have anything else you want us to? Instagram.
I'm not really active on Instagram for real, but just TikTok. My Twitter also. Yes, ILLUMANINETY, Illuminati, and I came up with that name in actually college because I wanted to be like a superhero when I hit the field. So I just came up, and my number was 90. So.
All right, so I think that's gonna wrap it up for episode 8.
Mm-hmm.
TJ, thank you for coming on and
thank you so much.
Speaking the good words of a former
Man, I thank you guys for having me.
Of course. And have fun with your, what you're doing now. Stay safe. And
you guys do the same.
We'll talk to you soon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely. If you ever want me back on again, I love to come back on and stuff.
That sounds good.
Right. Sounds good. Thank you again.
My pleasure.
Yeah.